In this presentation, we are going to showcase the DeployDestroy game that we made using the programming language Java. In this presentation, we are going to show the functionality of the game and also how we did it by explaining the code.
The first part of the project consists of the conceptual class diagram for the DeployDestroy game. To begin with, the main system consists of the start game class, which contains the main method that shall initialize the game. The main system is connected to the CoinToss class, which is a GUI and has the coin images and flips the coin for deciding turns. The DeployDestroy class is another GUI that contains the army selection for the player and the computer, and also has the alternation of turns. It is also connected to the white winner, black winner and tie classes in order to find the winner after the end of the game. Moreover, the DeployDestroy consists of a board from the board class, basically a list on which the opposing armies are going to be placed. The board class has a total of 16 places for both armies. The player armies are inside a list from the player class, and the computer armies too are inside another list in the computer class. Finally, since both the player and the computer have armies, there is a separate army class where the armies are generated, and also there is a check about whether the army is still alive and can be used for the game. Starting the program, firstly the CoinToss GUI appears, which will simulate the flip of a coin to determine the order of play. On the background, a button has been added, which initializes the flip method for the coin. The method runs by using a random number, which will either result in black for the computer or white for the player. The button afterwards disappears and is replaced by a second button which will lead to the main board of the game.
To create the graphical user interface, we added the background picture and the pictures of all the white soldiers and the positions on the board as J labels, and then put the picture as an image icon. We also added a mouse listener to each of the armies so that if you click on them, a number will be put into a variable to decide which one you picked, and then we will use that in the methods to create the deploy. To create the deploy phase, we first made a method called moveToBoard, and what this does is it takes the soldier that you selected by clicking and then takes the position that you click on the board, and it simply has 16 cases so that that soldier can be put on the physical location on the graphical user interface. Then the place army method, which will be called every time that you click on the white armies and then on the board, will have 8 cases, and for each case it will call the moveToBoard method, which I explained earlier, and then it will add the armies on the board and then also to the player class that we have. It will also add that number to an array which has the places which have been deployed. So it will add the number of the board which we placed the army to the places that are not available for deployment anymore. And every time we place a white army on the board, then the black deploy method will be called. And this is the method that will deploy the black armies automatically. To make the deployment of the black armies possible, the black deploy method will generate a random number from 1 to 8 for the black that will be selected, and also a number from 1 to 16 for the place which will be selected. In the case that that place has already been selected, or that number has already been deployed before for the Black Army, then a new number will be generated in both cases. Afterwards, these numbers will be put on the array that they have been deployed. In this same method, the place Black Army method will be called, which is simply a method that for each number from 1 to 8 will call the move to board method, so that the number can be physically put on the board in the graphical user interface and you can see it. And so after you place all the 8 white armies and the computer places the 8 black armies, the deployment phase will be completely finished.
So after the deployment phase is done, the game will continue on the destroy phase. For all of the black soldiers, when they are clicked, the method destroy black on board is called. And in this method, there will be 8 possible cases for all possible black armies to be destroyable. And it will check if that army is destroyable by black destroyable method that will return a boolean. After that, the destroy black army will be called, which will continue to remove it from the field. So to check if a black soldier can be destroyed, we have a method that will return a boolean, and that method is called black destroyable. So what does this method do? This method will have the 3 cases that a black soldier can be destroyed. The first case, if it's the next soldier on the position of the field is white and it is alive. Besides this, it will check also if the white soldier's power is bigger than the selected black soldier. This will also go for the army that will be on the previous position, so on the left, and if neither of them can destroy it, it will check if both soldiers together are alive, are black, and can also have a greater power than the soldier selected, and this soldier will be automatically destroyed. The destroy black army method will check if the black army selected is destroyable, and if it is destroyable, we'll remove it from the board. And besides that, it will check if black army can play anymore. If it cannot play anymore, the remove white will continue to do all the destroy phase. For the destroyment of the white army, the computer will randomly generate a number from 1 to 8, and it will see first if the number is alive and it can be destroyable. If it's not, then it will be called again and it will generate another number till all the possible numbers are generated. If none of them that are alive can destroy anymore, the remove white won't continue destroying. Also, after the army that can destroy is selected, it will call the white destroyable to check if that white army can destroy, and will call the destroy white on board to remove the white army from the board. If both of the armies cannot destroy anymore, the check winner method will be called to check who will win. First, it will check by the number of armies that are alive in the board. Who has the most will win the game. If the both armies have the same number of armies alive, it will check who has the most power left and decide the winner. If also this one is the same, the game will end up in a tie.